I can't help picking things up. It's like you see things on the ground and they're so beautiful. I have enormous collections in my house of all the stuff I gather. So I just started pressing leaves. Like, look at the edge on this. You look at like the vein detail on it, it's just so gorgeous. Even the imperfections of them, the holes in them. Look at this one. Picked it up for the holes. The stuff that insects have bitten and eaten, it just makes it even better. If you just look at a cedar bough lying on a sidewalk, it just looks like a cedar bough. But if you start to really, really look closely at it, it's like all of these little, almost caterpillar-like structure. And that's what I like to do, is look at things really closely, because there's just like a universe in each little thing that you look at. Someday, I'd like to buy a microscope. My name is Carolyn Garcia, and I'm an artist. I grew up in Cheyenne, Wyoming, was surrounded by prairie. It smelled like sage. So I was able to just experience that landscape, and it just gives you an appreciation of nature and of quiet. It's important to me to remember that feeling and try to be aware of things. Illustration's always been a big part of my work. I would describe it as very fairy tale-like, and most of the time everything's just made up out of my head. There's always a story, you know. It's steeped in being narrative. This is about my love of ground cherries. The title is Empress of the Husk. In fall, the papery pods that the fruit is in falls off, so all that's left is this beautiful skeletal husk. And I've always thought it looked like a castle. So I just wanted to have like a little creature in the inside. And I wanted her to be royal in a way, but a child. You know, she's Empress of the Husk. There are these little filaments. It's like they're little highlights. If you're looking at it in sunlight, it's otherworldly. You know, working at this size, it's like you can get involved in this really intimate way. You get really lost in it. It's fun. Each side of my family, I think, had, you know, a lot of influence on what I do in different ways. My mom's side of the family, my grandma Carolyn, who I was named after, was a wonderful writer. And my grandpa O'Neill, her husband, he was a concert flautist and a painter and a writer. My dad's side of the family, the Garcias and Archuletas, are very artistic and practical arts. They hunted, they fished, and everything was made by hand. Also, the storytelling on that side of the family, elaborate storytelling. My tia Maclovia, she was famous for her remedios. Like if you were sick in any way, she had a tincture for you, and they were incredibly effective. And everything in her house was cozy and comforting. And she had a little stove, little wood stove. So it was like going to another time, and I was enthralled by it. There's a lot of natural details and a lot of animals in what I do. There's almost always plants in my drawings. And I think that that plays into just like my tia's remedios, you know, it was all made from plants. And I think that there's nothing as valuable or mysterious as the things that are easy to see on our planet. I actually found a four-leaf clover when I was a kid. I wished for a horse, and the next day I had a horse. No kidding. So, power of four-leaf clovers. Come on, Scout. Scout is my very precious dog, and we walk almost every day. And I bring a lot of things home. Another pine cone to add to my many pine cones. I can't resist them. Come on. I pick up acorns, leaves, pieces of plants, rocks, anything and everything. I love when poppies are just about to come out of their shell. Looks like there's a really beautiful dress in there about ready to pop out. I take a lot of pictures too. I'm always looking down. I like to call it buglo, like getting on your hands and knees and looking at things on that scale. Like, it's really fun to look underneath a mushroom because mushroom gills are spectacular. You can imagine what it looks like for a bug. I like to walk at all times, but it is fun to walk at night. It's kind of spooky, but that's exciting. And just the warm lit up windows that you see and all the houses that you walk by just looks so cozy, and like you imagine what people are having for dinner, or what their lives are like. There's something so mysterious and comforting about walking at night. This was inspired by the book, The Photo Ark, which was about animals that are about to be extinct. There was a photo of a really bedraggled looking rabbit, and it was the last of its species, and it just really got to me. So I was thinking that this is the last one of its kind. When I was working on this creature, the thing that I was really enjoying about him is I could really imagine how he would move. All of these little spines would move to propel him forward. I was a really shy kid, and drawing was an escape for me, and it still has that same effect. It's a way to escape the world and create your own world. I haven't quite have a title for this one, but I wanted it to be about possibility. I was thinking it was someone very young, because I think when you're young, it's like the world is just unopened and everything's possible, and you're unafraid of what's before you. Originally was going to put something coming out of this egg, but then I decided it was better not to know. You know, for everybody, it's been a very rough couple of years, but something's coming out, something good. It's important to me to notice things, to notice little things, because there's vast amount of inspiration in the smallest of things. Look up, look down. It's everywhere. Things to notice, things that are important.